Hello! In this video, we are going to prove the following theorem. Suppose a is a real number. Then the negative of the absolute value of a is less than or equal to a, which is less than or equal to the absolute value of a. Now, in proving this theorem, we are going to rely on another theorem, which is the following. For every two real numbers, a and c, if c is greater than or equal to 0, then the absolute value of a is less than or equal to c if and only if the negative c is less than or equal to a is less than or equal to c. And in the book that I'm referencing, this is referred to as Theorem 2.2.2c. And the book, by the way, is Intro to Real Analysis by Bartle and Sherbert, 4th edition. Now, let's actually get into proving this theorem. And to start with the proof, let's give ourselves an arbitrary real number a. And our whole goal now is to prove this inequality. Now, we are going to directly apply Theorem 2.2.2c. We're going to take capital A to be a, and we'll take capital C to be absolute value of a. Now, since capital C is equal to the absolute value of a, and the absolute value of a is greater than or equal to 0, this means that capital C is greater than or equal to 0. Now, taking a look at Theorem 2.2.2c, we see that this is a statement that works for every two real numbers. So, it must work for capital A and capital C that we have in our proof. So, if capital C is greater than or equal to 0, then this is true. Well, based on our proof, we have shown that capital C is greater than or equal to 0. So, this statement must be true for the capital A and capital C that we have in our proof. And now what we're going to do is we're going to show that the absolute value of capital A is less than or equal to capital C. Because if we show that this is true, then this statement tells us that this must be true. Now, we know that the absolute value of capital A is just equal to the absolute value of a. And the absolute value of a is equal to capital C. So, since the absolute value of capital A is equal to capital C, this means that the absolute value of capital A is less than or equal to capital C. So, this statement is true. But since we know that this statement is true, this implies that this must be true. And now, let's replace capital A and capital C for what they are. Right? Capital A is just A, and capital C is absolute value of A. So, this statement must be true. And that's exactly what we wanted to prove. So this completes the proof. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video.